Hello everyone, welcome to the third video of DevOps Expert series. Today we're going to talk about GitHub and some Git commands. But before we do that, let us start off by creating a free tier AWS account. So some of you might have this question, why do we even need cloud account or what's the importance of this cloud computing? As you will work on any organization, you will realize that it has many advantages. First of all, having a cloud account or setting up infrastructure through cloud is very easy to do. There are lots of resources which are very easy to use, and it also provides a lot of flexibility. For example, you might want to work with different types of operating system. You might need different web application platform. You might need different types of database, or you want to work with different programming language. So all of that is possible by having a cloud account. So that lets you mix all of those different types of our requirement in a single platform. So that's one of the key reason that many organizations work with different cloud provider. On top of that, it's also very cost effective. It saves you a lot of money, especially when you are spinning up different resources. And also it's very reliable because it's maintained by Amazon cloud services, and it's not very easy to hack into this system. It's very secure, it's very hardened, the infrastructure are hardened well. So that is also another advantage for companies, so they don't have to worry about those kind of stuff. So let us now move from this theoretical discussion and let us try to create this AWS account, and we'll see for ourselves what different types of resources are available. So it's very easy. First, let us go into AWS sign up, and you will see this AWS create account. If you go inside here, there will be an option where you will say sign up now. So you will do the sign up now. And just to let you know, this is all free of cost as long as you are careful on like managing and deleting the resources on time. So you don't need to worry about it. Just make sure, and I will inform you of that those details when you need to destroy your resources or terminate your resources. But it doesn't cost you any money, so don't worry about it. So first, here we will write our email address that we want to associate this account into. So let's say my account name is uh, let's say DevOps user at gmail.com, and then I'll give one account name so which will appear on top of my console. So let's say I'll do DevOps DevOps Git. So this is the DevOps Git user, and then I have this verify email address. So I will go ahead and click this email. So you need a Gmail or any account for this one. So once I click this, you should receive a verification email from Amazon AWS, and you'll get a verification code which you'll enter at this section. I received this verification code on my email address. Then I go and click verify. So I'll have to confirm my password. So it'll be uh, so I'll use the password, and then I'll type in my info here. So that would be your information. So let's say it's bad, and then let's say I'll put some proxy number here. Let's say my number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. So let's say that's my phone number. I'm in the United States and I put one address here, 1120 Werner Avenue, and I put my city here. Let's say I'm in Tampa. I'm in the state of Florida. I'll put my zip code, and then once I hit this click button and I put down this as a personal account, that way once I hit this button I should be able to get a notification on my phone. So I'm using a proxy number here, so um, it will give me some error, but this is what you need to fill out. Just make sure you fill out all these details. After providing all that information, you will need also to provide your credit card information, which I know you can do it for yourself. So you just provide that information, but they won't charge you anything. It's just for the sake of completion of your account, so you don't need to worry about that. So once that is done, your account is set. Once you are able to create your account, then you come in and sign in as a root user. So this is the type of console that you will see. So now I'm logged into the home of my AWS account. So I see myself here as a DevOps learner. This is my account ID, and I'm in the North Virginia region. I find this to be one of the stable regions. So this is why I put myself here. And there are so many different resources which I can spin up in a fly. So that's one of the reason uh, we use AWS because it provides so many services. For our use case, we'll be using AWS EC2 instance. This is a virtual machine. So this whole idea of virtualization is it uses software to simulate computers, hardware, and it creates a virtual system, right? So all the application server, storage, network, these are all virtualized using a virtual machine. So technically virtual machines are equivalent of a virtual computer, and they are self-contained. um, and if you see here, I already have one instance running, but I will teach you how to spin up one instance, and it's very easy. So what I'm doing by spinning up this instance is I'm providing resources that is beyond just um, one physical computer, right? It's easier to scale up this server, and the CPU power, the network bandwidth, all can be changed when we spin up the instance. So let us go ahead and start spinning up our instance. So I'll go ahead and hit this launch instance section, and I'll give one name to my EC2 instance. Let's say uh, DevOps user 1 is the name of my instance, and I'll be using AWS Linux instance. Um, and you see here, uh, I have option to choose different instances, but I'll be using this because this is a free tier instance. And if you see here, there are so many options, like I can change the network setting, I can change the storage. But in my case, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit this network setting, and I'm gonna add a security group rule. So I'm gonna click here, and I'm gonna make sure that this security group has source type as anywhere, so anything can come up, and I'll change this to all traffic. So what I'm doing in this process is I'm making sure, so the security group just is a virtual firewall for your EC2 instance to control the incoming and the outgoing traffic. So I need to access this instance. So I'm accessing this EC2 instance because I already have this SSH enabled. And I'm also saying it, okay, all the traffic can come in like from the browser, from the internet. So this is why I'm opening this port. So once I do this, the last task that I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make sure that I have a key pair. So if you want to create a new pair, so this is your first time, so what you'll do is you'll create a new pair and you'll create this PEM file. So give a key pair your name. So let's say I'll do my first key pair. So I'll use the key pair, and so that key pair will be automatically downloaded in your downloads folder. You want to make sure that this is saved in your download folder because we need this key pair to access our instance later on. And once we have this one, so you see it's inside this VPC, we have a key pair, we have opened this port, and this has 8 GB storage, and this is just one instance. So I will hit this launch instance button. So once you see this one, you'll go ahead and you should see this EC2 instance is pending. So now it will go, you'll see that it will be running in a few seconds. So once you have that, congratulations, you have your first virtual machine running in a cloud. So now you will see your instances running from the AWS console. So the next goal is we'll go ahead and we want to access this virtual machine from our local system. So what we'll do is I'll use my other instance which I had created earlier. So we'll go ahead and click that instance. And when you click that instance, on the top right, you'll see this button called connect. So you'll hit that. So there are different ways to connect to this instance. Um, Usually in the workplace, we also connect to this EC2 instance using SSH client, but also using PuTTY, and that's how we connect it to the EC2 instance. And if you want to know how to actually connect using PuTTY, please let me know on the comment section, and I can have a different video section explaining that, because that process is slightly different because we have to first convert PIM file into .ppk file, and using that file we need to access our EC2 instance. But for this video, we'll be just SSHing into this EC2 instance. So before we go ahead and do that, I want you to go ahead and use this Git installation for whatever machine you are using. Like for example, if I'm using Windows, I click to this window, and um, I should be able to download this Git bash. And I actually already have this installed on my machine, so I'm not gonna do this, but you can go ahead and do this, and it's pretty easy. So all you need to do is you need to just hit this download, and you'll have a git bash which will show up like this. So go ahead and do that, and once you go ahead and do that, what I want you to do is I want you to cd to our downloads. So once you are inside the download folder, you go to your instance SSH client and you copy this command. So what it's doing is it's looking for the key that you downloaded in the download folder. So I'll copy that, and then I'll go into my git bash and I'll paste this command. and you'll ask me, are you sure you want to connect? And you'll say yes, and now you are inside your EC2 instance. So you are connected to this virtual machine from your local system, and that's how easy it is. So now you are inside this virtual machine. All right, so now we are inside our virtual machine. So before we do any Git installation or start working on any Git command, I want you to show you some basic Linux command, assuming that you do not have those understanding. And if you want another video um, explaining in detail about like some more concepts and some more um, resources about the Linux command, please let me know in the comment section, and I will make some another video explaining you about some more Linux command and some Linux concept. But here I'm gonna do some basic command which we'll be using for our Git video uh, in the next section. First, I want you to do this list command, which is ls. So this will just list if there is anything inside the folder. So we are in the home folder, and you see you are this user. This is you. So we don't have anything. So this is empty, so you don't see anything. So let's start by first doing make directory. Let's say we call this my first folder. So make dir command is actually making a directory. So we do ls. So now if I do the list, I see my first folder, which is named my first folder. So now what I'll do is I'll go inside that folder, for which I'll type in cd my, and if you hit tab button, you should see my first folder. So now you see this folder is empty. So you are inside this my first folder. So you created your first folder and you are inside your first folder. So now let us try to create few files inside this folder. So there are different ways of creating files, different commands to do that. But in this one, let me try using this touch command. So touch, let's say file1 dot txt. So I created this file1 dot text, and if I do the list command again, I will see the file1 dot text. Similarly, let me create another file, touch file2 dot txt, and I can also do multiple file at a time. So let me do file3. Maybe this is a XML file. Let's say XML. So if I do ls now, I can see three different files. So let me go back, cd dot dot. So now I have my first folder, and inside that folder I have three files: file1 dot txt, file2 dot txt, and file3 dot xml. So let me again go back. My first, sorry, first, hit that file, s, oh sorry, my bad. My fir, hit the tab button, so I'm inside the folder. And if I do ll, that will show me different uh, files with different permissions. So this is the read write permission. So what kind of permission this file has. So again, if you want more details about these permissions, please let me know in the comment section so I can focus on the Linux command. So I'll explain to you what file permission and everything means. So I have the file, so I can also write something inside the file. So there are different ways, there are different editors available for this, like a Vim editor or Nano editor. I am more comfortable using Nano editor, so let me try using Nano. So let me go inside that file1.txt. So I'll do nano file1.txt. So once I go, you see I'm inside that file1.txt. So I can type anything here. So let's say this is my first file. Hit the enter, and then I'll do Control X button. So if you see on the button, there are like different options. So Control X will save this and exit from here. So I'll do Control X, and I'll say yes and enter. So I'm outside of this file. So you see I wrote something inside the file1.txt, and if I want to just see what I wrote inside the file1t, I can also hit this cat file1 dot tab. So this is my first file. So this is just like for viewing quickly what's inside the file. And let me try showing you another editor, Vim editor, for the next file. So if I go Vim file2.txt, so Vim editor is slightly different again. So for this one, if you want to type something, you have to first enter I. So once you hit the I in your keyboard, you see there is an insert that you see on the end of the line. So now you can start typing. So this is my second file. And once you are done with writing your text, you hit the escape button, and then you want to save this file. So you hit this colon, and you should see that at the bottom. It's very confusing in the beginning, but once you get hang of it, it's not that difficult. So what you do is you do WQ. So this is saving, quit, save and quit. So you see at the bottom of this page, you hit that, you enter, and if you do ls, you have three files you have written in file one using a nano editor, and the second file you used the vim editor. So again, let me see what's inside the second file. So I'll do the cat command, cat file2.txt, and you see this is my second file. So again, let me go ahead and write something on the third file as well. So let me go back to nano file 3.xml file. So this is my third file. So you hit Control X, and it asks you like, do you want to save this? Just type in Y and enter. So now you have three files, and all of them have something written down. And I'm just showing you all of this because eventually when you initialize or when you write git command, you need to have a basic understanding of how Linux operating system works, or to write down some basic Linux command, because there will be different permissions thing you want to give to your file, or you want to create a folder, you want to move around your folder structure, or in later down the road when we are learning about other Ansible, Docker, Kubernetes, you really want to get a good grasp of writing this command quickly. So that's why I'm kind of building that for you right now. So I hope you will feel more comfortable now. Congratulations. Now you have spun up your first EC2 instance in AWS, and you have also written down some basic Linux command. In our next video, we'll be focusing on Git commands, and we'll also set up a repo and do some pulling and fetching, and also committing our changes to our remote repository. If you are liking my video, please don't forget to like my video and also subscribe my channel. And if you have any queries or any topic that you want to see some more video, please put it on the comment section. The last thing I would like to inform you today is, if you are no longer using this instance, go ahead and click these instances and hit the instance state button and click the stop instance button. So that way your instance is not running and you aren't using your free credit.